So, you guys, we are at Middleburg 2025. I'm here with
AIYANA-LEE.
Ayana. Congratulations.
Thank you
Highest
so
and
much.
lowest. I mean, not just it being a highlight at the end of the film, but when you first got the call that I'm going to be in this movie,
Yeah.
and in the capacity I'm going to be in it, how did you feel? What was that? What was that experience?
I was pooping myself.
Outtake.
Right. No.
Joking.
I mean, my heart exploded. No, it was just unbelievable.
Right.
Like, who gets a call from Spike Lee to
crazy.
say, well, firstly, not to even mention that he found me through Instagram and DM'd me.
Wait, what?
And that's the discovery point, was the DM on Instagram.
Let me make sure I'm recording. Is it recording?
Hold on.
Is it recording? Yep, it's still
it's
recording. All right.
Yes.
Sorry.
So not to mention that,
Okay.
right?
All right.
To then the journey from that moment was just a lot. You know, waking
Okay.
up to a DM. This is the real Spike Lee. You know, waking my mom up at 6 a.m. being like, I think Spike Lee DM'd me.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey.
Okay. So
You're like, where do I start now?
it's like the only segue I can go is like, I mean, you're an artist, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I mean, working around like-minded artists, whether it be film, whether it be music, is the same. Like, it's symbiotic in a lot of ways from what I see. But working with A$AP Rocky, working with Aubrey, working with Jeffrey freaking Wright, working with Denzel Washington and Spike Lee, like,
yeah.
what was that like? And I mean, I guess the other segue to that is kind of, what do you feel like you've gained from it, from working with all
Wow, that's actually great. That's a great double-sided coin there. I think, firstly, just being able to work with any one of those people is like insane. Looked up to everybody on that list.
Yeah.
And really and truly, what it was like was just, it felt so like a family.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's really rare and really special, to be part of something where it's people that you look up to, but they're also great people and
Right.
humble and just want to work and are so passionate about what they do. And it, you know, what I've gained from it is just being so endlessly inspired by how hard they work, and also just inspired by filmmaking, to be honest.
Right.
Being part of that world and getting to step on a set, period, was something that I was like, oh, I gotta do this again. I got the bug. Everyone was like, did you get the acting bug? I immediately, upon arrival, I said, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. It felt incredible, and obviously just such superstars. People like Denzel, getting to do that scene with him was such a treat for me. Such an incredible treat. He's a superstar.
Right. And I think that's a good starting point because, I mean, everybody knows the name Denzel Washington. Everybody knows the name Spike Lee, but what is it like working with them? 'Cause It's kind of like, what, in your opinion, makes them legendary people in their craft, in your opinion, from working with them?
I think the biggest thing is having such a unique perspective, right? So Spike, I think particularly when it comes to the filmmaking and as a human being as well, he's just someone who has such a very particular view, and he can really communicate it through such a signature style that is none other, that you can't mistake a Spike Lee film.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
so signature. And he's also had to break through so many molds. We forget so often the boundaries he's pushed throughout time, right?
Yeah.
And he's been such a pioneer and paved the way for so many people.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that also being brave enough to do that, right? And throughout time has been something that I think is so reflective in his work. And then same thing with Denzel. He's just so immersed in the world. It's like unbelievable to have somebody that's that dedicated, that passionate. Also, I feel like having a unique perspective on the characters he plays, right?
Yeah.
Such a fresh take. And they're just so authentically themselves. That's the top thing. They're just themselves, and they attract people that are themselves as well, I think.
Yeah, when Denzel like tackles a character, he is that character. Like he becomes
Absolutely,
that
no
character.
question.
So let's talk about your character, Sula.
Yes.
So your character is an aspiring artist just trying to wait for her break. And that kind of models you in this situation.
Look.
Where you're like,
It's been my life.
It's not like you're waiting for it. It's happening in real time and you're telling that story. But, I mean.
Yeah. It's like both stories getting told simultaneously.
Because of each other.
Totally.
But what was the most challenging thing playing Sula? And also understanding, like, how important of a situation this is as well, connected to that. What was the most challenging thing for you?
Most challenging thing. I think I'll say technically, I'm like, what do I want to tackle in this? Because it's you know, you're like, hold on. I think the hardest thing was probably just I sang all day. Okay. So, you know, it was a song that I had to, because we did it completely live with an actor's mic. So this is all like dead sound in the room. So there's just.
So when the scene is happening,
I'm singing for real.
And then they just got to make sure you're praying that they get it recorded correctly.
Well, that was more so my thing. Like, let's pray that let's please get this. Because, you know, that was more so, it was more a technicality of, I hope this is getting caught and all this, you know. But so I think the singing portion, you know, having that be a thing. But it was so fun every single time at the same time. It was so fun to do. Sorry, what was the other question? I'm trying to. I'm like, I stayed on that, and I was like, wow, that moment.
Just like we're recording this right now, I'm praying that this camera
real,
does not like
so real.
Calls
so real. It'd be like that though.
But I mean, it's got to be challenging, like in the moment, and so I mean, to me, that moment cemented the film. That was the highlight. That is the moment that everybody remembers more than anything.
Oh, thank you.
And I think you did it effortlessly. That's why I was wondering, like. You said, how many takes did you do with that?
You know what? At first, Spike had said it was 8 a few days ago when we did a panel, but upon further inspection, I think it was 15 or more than 15, 15 to 20. Because we were talking on the panel, and then, you know, some of the crew that worked on this as well, we were all kind of like, I feel like it was more than, I think it was a lot of takes. So we definitely spent a lot of takes doing it, but I think it was so easy in the sense of, doing that scene was easy because I had been through that literally exact same situation in my own life where I'm auditioning for an executive and I'm praying that this all goes well and this is all right. And I'll say that Denzel is a way cooler executive, way cooler executive than anyone I've ever met.
Right.
But he, you know, but he also just kept me on my toes every single take. He would do it completely differently. And so that just, I think that forces everybody to be so present.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Because by that time he was just like, I need this. This is for him. Like his character legit was like, I've come to the conclusion this is where my trajectory of my whole life needs to go. Yeah. And it was through that. So I guess your scene partner with that is Aubrey. I've loved Aubrey since, honestly, Cloak and Dagger, but then also saw him in Inspection. He did an amazing job in that. But how was he as a scene partner? And then also that final moment, you know, when it finally wrapped and you didn't lose your voice and it was recorded, like how did you guys celebrate that moment as well?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think we were all just so excited because it was a day where everyone's families were also on set. So that was really like a crazy thing. Denzel's family, then Spike's family, and my mom was like sitting and watching it all happen. So the crew was excited that day. We had like a huge crew where everyone was listening in and everyone was so excited for that scene. And Aubrey's such a sweetheart as well, such a great guy. Just everybody that you see in this film is just a really great human being. And yeah, we're excited when we finally got it and we're like, oh wow, like this, we spent the whole day together and this was so fun and I didn't want to go home and I was like, please, like
live in this moment.
I want to stay here. Like I will never forget that day. It was one of the best days for sure of my life. And so yeah, just being able to do that was a celebration in itself.
All right, final questions. Two-handed question. What is your favorite Spike Lee joint? And this film, what do you hope that the audience gains from it or has gained from it at this point?
I'll give you 2 films of Spike's.
Fair.
I will say She's Gotta Have It. I actually really love that film a lot. I think it was such a brave film to make, especially at that time as well. I feel like it really pushed a lot of boundaries. And then Do the Right Thing. It's just so great. It's just so great. I just saw on his Instagram he posted that he wrote the whole thing by hand. Yeah, it was.
Really?
It was. I saw something on his Instagram. And he was writing it by hand. So he's like just such an inspiring person. And then what I hope people take away from it, I'd say, is perseverance, hope. You know, me through sharing my story online, I had written a song called My Idols Lied to Me. And that went just insanely viral after like a year of me posting. I had just gotten out of a record deal. The label went under. Just the worst things were happening. I was about to be homeless. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't pay my rent. So all these things were happening. And then I wrote this song just telling my truth and not being afraid and being authentic. And Spike found me from that. And just living in your authenticity will attract the right people. You know, you can't please everybody, right?
No,
you have
can't.
to just, you can't just try to be liked by everyone. You have to stick to being who you are, and just, you know, that will spiritually align you with who you're meant to be aligned with and what you're meant to be aligned with.
Preach.
Yes.
Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Slay. Swag. Yes.
The backdrop of fire.
Yeah, mic drop.